Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Infinity XX7 Endless Possibilities. So, they told him he was too small. Doctors said his body wouldn't grow the way it needed to. Coaches said he would never survive the physical game. And on a July night in 2026, 39 years old, in his sixth World Cup appearance, he stepped up to a penalty spot in front of 80,000 people and he missed. 11 minutes later, his team was still losing, and then everything changed. This is the story of why Lionel Messi has never ever been about the moments he fails. He is about what he does later. Most dreams don't end because people lack talent. They end because life sends the bill before success ever arrives. So today, let's talk about the price for greatness, price that success demands before the world ever notices your name. 1987. He was fast, instinctive, better than the kids twice his size. But at the age of 11, doctors found something his talent couldn't fix on its own, a growth hormone deficiency. His body was falling behind his gift. The treatment was expensive, hundreds of dollars a month. His father's health insurance covered some of it, but not all. River Plate, one of Argentina's biggest clubs, wanted him, but wouldn't commit to paying for the treatment. But the boy denied to quit on his dream. Sometimes your biggest obstacle is not your enemy, instead, a boon in disguise. It's life testing you, your potential, your passion, and how much you want something to achieve. And that's where every extraordinary story begins. As we all know, God only helps those who help themselves. Barcelona's youth academy, La Masia, saw him play for the first time. 13 years old, small for his age, impossible to stop. The club wanted him immediately, but there was no time to draw up a formal contract. So, a sporting director grabbed the nearest piece of paper, a paper napkin, and wrote the terms of the deal by hand. A napkin. That's how the greatest career in football history technically began. His family left everything behind: language, home, extended family for a shot that had no guarantee attached to it. His family did something most families never get the chance to do. And even if they get the chance, they never accept it. But this was not the case in this story. His family gambled on a flight to Spain. Most people are waiting for certainty, for permission, for guarantees. Messi's family had none. Sometimes all it takes faith, faith in destiny, faith in passion, faith in dream, and for that dream boarding the plane anyway. Every dream asks one terrifying question: how much are you willing to leave behind? And Messi and his family answered that question very beautifully and bravely at the same time. For years, the whispers followed him. Too small, too quiet, not a leader. Every time he was compared to the legends who came before him, he was found lacking. Not because of his game, because of his silence. He didn't argue with referees. He didn't perform for cameras. He let his performance on the ground speak. And for a long time, that was treated like a weakness. The world has a habit of confusing loudness with strength, but confidence doesn't always speak. Sometimes it simply keeps showing up. If people underestimate you, don't interrupt them. Let them finish the conversation. Even after becoming the great footballer, winning matches for his club, he was not satisfied. He wanted to achieve more for his country, but destiny was still testing him. 2014, a World Cup final, lost. 2015, a Copa America final, lost. 2016, another final, lost again. After that third final, he was so broken that he walked away from the national team completely. The best player of his generation, telling the world he was done, trying to win the one trophy that mattered most to his country. But 2 months later, his soul, his passion for the game, and his dream made him came back. No fanfare, no big announcement video. He just showed up to training because quitting and grieving are not the same thing. Sometimes you need both. And as we all know, the world love comeback stories and the comeback which are more stronger and much more happening than the setbacks. But what we all know and realize are the thousands of mornings where nobody was watching, the training, the recovery, the disappointment, the decision to begin again every single day. Then the day came. The day when destiny bowed down in front of passion, perseverance, and dream. 2022, Qatar, 18 December 2022. His fifth World Cup appearance. At the age of 35 years, when most players decide to retire, Messi showed up for his dream. He carried his country through a final that had everything: a 2-0 lead, a stunning collapse to 2-2, extra time, a penalty shootout, and when it was over, Argentina were crowned champions of the world. A boy who once needed a doctor's note just to grow was now, by every measure that exists in football, the greatest of all time. And here's the part most people don't expect. 2026, 39 years old, an age where commentators had already written his ending. A sixth World Cup, something almost no great player ever gets to play, let alone lead. He didn't just show up, he rewrote the record book. Against Austria, he scored twice and became the all time leading goal scorer in World Cup history, passing a record that stood for years. Against Egypt, down to 2 goals late in the game, he set up the comeback, then scored the equalizer himself. Against Switzerland, they were again in a risky situation, but the score ended 3-1 on Argentina's side. The starting goal by Argentina's side was assisted by him from a corner kick. Against England in the semi final, he didn't need to score. He set up both goals in a 2-1 comeback win, sending Argentina to back World Cup finals for the first time since 1980s. So friends, this Sunday he stands one win away from something almost no one in the modern game has done: becoming a world champion once again, something that hasn't happened since more than 60 years ago. So, people, let's cheer this 39-year-old footballer for one more time. Let's watch him living for his dream, for his passion, and try to inculcate that passion into our own lives for our own dreams. Whether you are chasing a promotion, building a business, preparing for an exam, or simply trying to become someone your younger self would admire, remember this. Nobody remembers how many times greatness was doubted. They remember who refused to quit. The greatest victories are almost never won by the most gifted. They are won by the people who stay long enough for life to change its path. Because the distance between ordinary and legendary is almost always measured in the moments you wanted to quit but didn't. If this story reminded you why you started chasing your own dream, don't let that feeling disappear when this video ends. Hit like if you believe persistence beats talent. Subscribe for more cinematic stories of extraordinary lives and comment down below. I will keep going because sometimes writing those four words is the first step towards changing your life. I'll see you in the next story.